Hello, I'm Stewart A. Swerdlow
And Janet Diane Moria Swerdlow
for Expansions.com, and this is our podcast for the third week of January 2013. And I know it's been a very long time since we've seen you.
We've been busy.
We had our week-long seminar that we did, our intensive, which was really amazing. It was a wonderful group of people. We did fantastic work. And of course we did that coming back on the heels of our long 2-week trip that we talked to you about last time to South America and the Caribbean. We learned a lot of information there. We shared some of that with our OMG group and with our intensive group. And now, as of yesterday, they've almost all of them have started their journeys out. They should almost be home except for one or two. And here we are freezing. It is extremely cold and snowy outside, and that's why we are all bundled up and huddled together, because even inside it's cold.
That's right. Well, we do have some interesting things. For example, we have, beginning with Obama's inauguration.
Yeah, now you know what's interesting about that? The inauguration was always supposed to be on January 20th of the year following the election. And that is a Sunday this year. They did inaugurate him secretly and privately on Sunday with no audience. And then on the 21st, they actually had the official inauguration, which is kind of superfluous because he already was inaugurated.
On Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yeah, so that's interesting that they chose today to do that.
And it was also interesting that Catholic League's Bill Donahue, he's the president, suggested prior to the inauguration, of course, that Obama should swear in on Marx's Das Kapital.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Well, like I told you, Putin called him a communist, so I guess there's a reason for that.
A lot of other people are calling him the same, but here we go.
I call him other things.
That's right. And then we have, now of course gun control is out there, and that was going to continue to be an issue.
Yeah.
And in fact there is a group in Idaho, surprise surprise, that wants to build a community called the Citadel, where every resident from the age of 13 and up will be armed with guns.
Ooh.
And they want to
Wild West.
Yeah, they want to have from 3,500 to 7,000 quote patriotic American families who agree that being prepared for the emergencies of life and being proficient with the American icon of liberty, the rifle, are prudent measures, unquote.
Well, what's interesting is, with all, in fact, just this past week also, you may have read about the 15-year-old boy who killed 5 people, 2 adults and 3 other children. And I'm not sure, it wasn't on the news if they were related to him or what the situation was, but he's 15 years old. No one knows how he got the gun or what exactly happened. But that's another story that they're using to promote the gun control issue. And I'll remind all the viewers that the very first person who used to put up billboards and said that he was very proud to have his nation be the first one to remove guns from the public was Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
And the reason he wanted guns removed was so no one could fight back.
Right. And then
they couldn't.
Also, the other interesting thing is there are many people who are calling the Newtown shooting a fake.
Newtown, actually, it's
Newtown.
called.
And so,
Yeah.
who was it? Anderson Cooper actually ripped a man named James Tracy for his Newtown conspiracy theories. Now, again, we're seeing conventional news discuss things that normally are not discussed on conventional news. This comes on the heels of Piers Morgan with his interview with Alex Jones, and that was also plastered all over the paper. So all of these conspiracy theories now, for some odd reason, are being focused on. So I believe, in my mind, it's to again, divide people and conquer people, to start things up kind of like the North and the South Civil War sort of thing.
You know, I'll tell you people that these so-called conspiracy videos and stories that I see on the internet about Newtown being a staged event, using actors and all of this, I don't know. I mean, it was a staged event, that's no question. Was it fake? Was no one killed? That I don't know yet. In fact, we had someone at our intensive this past week who knows someone who lost a child, and that child is no longer with that family. So I mean, we don't know if the child was taken away or if the child really died, but that child's gone. So, you know, I always said, show me, was there a body? Did anyone see dead children's bodies or the teachers' bodies? And this was the first person who told me that, yes, they know someone who actually lost a child there. So, I don't know if it was a fake shooting, but I know it was staged, I know it was set up. And so that still remains open to me.
And that's, like I said, the fact that it's being focused on in conventional news, to me, tells me they're going to use it. So that's 2 people who have been brought into conventional news. Let's look for a third thing.
Yes.
As always. Okay, then all the alien stuff is really, really going on out there. We have heard that NASA's Kepler Space Telescope has detected the most Earth-like planet ever. In fact, they're even calling this a possible Earth twin.
Ooh, twinning programming.
Yes, with a radius that's just 1.5 times that of Earth. The potential planet is also being called Super Earth. So lots of things going on. They have a habitable zone, blah, blah. Then there are UFO sightings at the International Space Station.
Yeah.
That's on the rise. They're reporting that all.
Yeah, in fact, there's
everywhere.
there are videos online showing, they're taken from space, from the space stations and the satellites, that show very fast-moving vehicles flying across the surface of the Earth all the time.
Yeah, and then the same thing, UFOs on the moon. They're saying that scientists, astronauts, and of course YouTube users are giving increasingly more credibility to the social media. So everybody's reporting strange UFO sightings on the moon.
Yes.
And then this was interesting to me, that the extraterrestrial life exists because there is a scientist who claims fossils were found in a tiny meteorite. Now, what is the name of the scientist?
Chandra.
Chandra. Okay, where else have we heard that name?
Well, that was the name of that lady in 2001 who was murdered.
Chandra Levy.
Chandra Levy, who was associated with a senator or a congressman, I can't remember.
In Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And then they named an observatory after this Chandra to honor her memory. And in Hinduism, Chandra actually means lunar deity.
Lunar deity.
So now we have this Chandra who is claiming extraterrestrial life does exist because of these fossils that were found in a tiny meteorite.
And just today, or was it yesterday, we had this information about a little alien body that was uncovered in Egypt.
Supposedly.
Which I'm not sure if that's a true story or not. There's photos of it. Of course, you can't tell from the photos if it's fake or not, but it looks real. And supposedly it has reptilian DNA.
Yeah, and of course you might have heard about they want an adventurous woman who is willing to give birth to a Neanderthal man. There's a Harvard professor who's looking for a mother for a cloned cave baby. But now what strikes me, of course, I was looking for the next step. If they'll do this with a cloned cave baby, then maybe they'll find something alien or extraterrestrial that they'll want to implant in a human.
I'll tell you what, I know many women who gave birth to cave babies. Yeah.
Yes. Then, now this was interesting, now they have something called the alien hand syndrome. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of it.
Okay, that's when the hand,
it just start talking like
and
that.
they can't control it. They'll fight.
Don't be talking to my hand because you don't.
Left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing.
That's right.
But of course, to me, this is reeks of programming. But it could also be some sort of possession. There's lots of things it could be, but they say there are people who are actually diagnosed with it. This is the name they've given it, and this continues to put it out into the public eye. So there's lots of alien stuff that's going to continue.
Right.
Okay. Then I also read about that immune cells now they're saying can remember past incarnations.
Really?
This is going again into your time travel, extending the mortality of people, immortality. All these things are going on, but there's a study that actually proves that now, supposedly. Then I have a few animal stories as well, because just this last week, beginning on Tuesday, actually it was the second time, tens of thousands of dead fish washed ashore in South Carolina beach.
Yes.
Now, again, why are we seeing these animals washed up on shore? Something's going on out there in the oceans, obviously.
Well, first they said that happens every now and then it happened twice in the same week. And they go, oh,
yeah, and they kind of say it and, wash it away, and we don't really hear about it again. Then, now this is a story they put on and took off. because I took this link down, and when I went to take a look at it again, the video had been removed. This is about a cattail that sways with your heartbeat. So remember we did the story about the mask, people getting, they said this is a new thing for marriage, they're going to wear these full-headed masks on their head when they get married. Well, now this to me, what goes along with it, this tail is like, 3-4 feet long.
That you wear?
You wear it, and as you are thinking, if you're happy, it goes really fast, depending on what you're thinking about.
So it picks up your electrical impulse?
Yes, on your heart. But now that story they took down, so why, I don't know.
Well, men have that, except the tail's on the other side.
Right, well, let's not go there. Okay. But following on the heels of this one, some of you may have seen Mick Jagger's daughter, May Jagger, that recently recently celebrated her 21st birthday, came dressed like the devil.
Is that a surprise? She's
Reptilian, lizard, all kinds of stuff were in her costume. But when she left, guess what she was wearing? I bet you can't guess.
No idea.
A wolf head, a full head wolf mask. So
why?
now, why, they don't say. They just have lots of pictures. So I thought that was very interesting. So that's primarily, I saved a lot of other stories that I've talked about in the class, but I'm not going to talk about here.
No, we're going to save that.
But we're going to tell people that you have some travels coming
up.
Oh, yeah, March, you're going to be...
Well, actually, end of February, I leave for the UK, Italy, and Iceland.
But you have some...
But in UK, in Liverpool, I'll be doing the Planet X Radio conference.
Right.
Which,
so watch the website for details.
Yes.
Iceland, are you going to be doing things in
I'll
Iceland?
be doing consultations in Iceland, but I'll be meeting with some very high-level political people.
Okay, and then in April, plans are to send you where?
To April, yes. I have a team in New Zealand and a team in Australia preparing seminars and lectures and consultations for all of you in the bottom of the world.
So watch the website for details, and of course we have our annual spring conference here in St. Joseph, which we're putting the details, we're tweaking that a bit now, but it is always our healing one. So we're looking at which direction we want to go with
it's going to be very different than usual.
But we will keep it always cutting edge or beyond.
That's right.
And then, of course, our big trip next for everybody, the Bosnia.
June, actually, and into July.
Yes, depending upon which segment of the trip. Some people are going for all. We will be starting ourselves in Sofia, Bulgaria, traveling through some small little countries on our way up to Sarajevo. You can do that portion with us. That is limited space.
Yeah, it's
about
almost already full anyway.
At least.
So,
and
if you're interested, then you better hurry up.
Yeah, and remember, you want to get your boots like we did, because this is the time of year they're on sale. And I like Harrington.com as far as a good time to get your hiking boots on sale. You do need that for Bosnia.
You get me any new boots.
You had boots.
If I want new ones.
No, you don't get new ones. Your old ones are still serviceable.
Oh.
So, but I needed boots. So anyway, Bosnia, and then we have tagged on to that trip, we have Siberia, and we have...
Which is here now.
There's Siberia.
I don't know, somebody's out there.
Hong Kong and Beijing. So lots of exciting things happening for you at expansions.com. Lots of things for you wherever you are in the world. Lots of interesting news. Be sure and join our membership. The site is going to be changing again. So lots of evolution.
There's a lot of evolution, and we're evolving as well personally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so you're done with your...
I'm done.
I am very glad, I'm sure you are too, that there were no stories about poop or breasts.
I could have told you those, but I
decided. Sexual activities. Well, maybe a little bit of that in there.
There is a hospital in China that has a ward just for people to have sex.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't tell you about it. Now I am.
Well, you'll tell me off the camera.
You can look
that up. Maybe next week we'll talk about that and possibly recreate some of those events in the hospital.
Not here.
Or maybe at the conference, you never know. It's a clothing optional conference, by the way.
For you.
Yeah, I will have no clothing. Because I have no boots, so I have nothing to match.
You can wear your boots. You have old boots.
I will just wear boots, nothing else. So come and see that.
Come and watch Stewart in his boots.
I've been practicing outside with my neighbors, and they're just thrilled to death about it.
Yeah, in the snow.
Yeah.
So watch for him in the newspaper. He'll be on the news next time.
Yeah. So until next time, It's Stewart A. Swerdlow.
And Janet Diane Moya Swerdlow.
For expansions.com. Goodbye and hope you're warm.
Bye-bye. Bye.